Hi Bill, my name is Erin and I'm sending you this question from Regina, Saskatchewan in Canada. I just finished reading Charles Seiff's book about Zero, a biography of a dangerous idea, and I was wondering what you thought of the premise that the Greeks were so uncomfortable with the number zero and what it represented, the void, vacuum, nothingness, that they went out of their way to avoid having to use the zero in their calculations. And Aristotle went as far as to propose a theory for how the planets rotated around the Earth, not using math or science, where he'd have to face the idea of the void, but by sticking a deity in there and saying that it was a deity that set the motion in place. And isn't it ironic that Christians came along a few decades later and they were looking for some credibility, some ways of explaining their faith to their pagan and philosopher friends, and they kind of co-opted Aristotle's idea that it was a deity, and they said, well, that's our deity. And 2,000 years later, the church and the scientific community are battling it out, and the church is, to a large extent, they got their credibility, I guess, at the onset by co-opting a theory that was put together by a guy who was too squeamish to look at something as uncomfortable and as challenging as the void. Isn't that one of Western history's greatest ironies? My second question is, if you could go back in time and sit down with Aristotle and just say, hey, like, this is how to think about the void, this is how to make it less scary, what would you say to him? And my third question is, are there any ideas that are as dangerous to science today as the number zero was to the Greeks? Thank you.